it's time for us to begin our Marketing Lion session. And I would like to welcome you to our third quarterly session on Marketing Lions with Vice President Mark Lyon. My name is Wendy Kane from Tennessee, USA, and I will help moderate questions and share announcements that we have throughout this session. You should have already gotten the warning when you logged in or if you were on when we started the recording, but this session is being recorded and will be available on the Lions Virtual YouTube channel after our session. And we really do want to thank you for being with us for today's session, all about gamification. And we're going to cover quite a bit in our short time together today. We're going to talk about using gamification to reach a younger generation, using gamification to get your Lions involved and also get your community involved with your club. How gamification might be used to raise funds and awareness. We are also going to have an opportunity for you to go to breakout sessions or breakout rooms where you can share some of your key takeaways. And I want to thank in advance the Lions who have volunteered to help moderate those breakout sessions. And we're going to have opportunities to ask questions and respond to questions throughout our time. So to help us get through our agenda, we're going to keep all participants muted unless you're a planned speaker. And we're going to ask you to communicate through the chat function, which you have been using great to tell us where you're from. If you haven't already, drop a note in there and let us know where you are logging in from. You can use that to respond to presenter questions or ask questions. We'll be collecting those in order to address during Q&A sessions. But before we dive in, it is great to see Vice President Mark Lyon online here with us. And I'm going to ask Vice President Mark, would you like to share some thoughts on gamification to kick us off?
Thank you, Wendy. It is great to see so many Lions on this call from every corner of the world. That is really our intent behind these marketing sessions, is to bring new ideas to the masses. We want to get these great ideas out in front of as many Lions as we can, because it's really important as we share the message of service going forward. When the powers that be talked about topics for the Marketing Lions sessions, the word gamification came up really quick, because it's an important topic to really cover, and we're going to go through that in a good amount of detail today. We have some great presenters that have been involved in this gamification process, to make their service more impactful, to make the activities fun and engaging. You remember back in the day, during the pandemic period, when Kahoot was all the rage. Everybody was playing Kahoot. Everybody was doing games to stay engaged and to just have fun together. And we're going to take that to a whole nother level with gamification topic today. We're going to talk about how you can use gamification to engage with more Lions, how we can use gamification to have fun with your Lions and bring more people into the service projects that we're doing. So there's just so much to talk about, and I'm going to let the experts really focus on that. But it's really about using our creativity and being uh, just engaging with our Lions. We want to make sure that we offer our Lions a fun thing to do, and it will spread. It will go beyond our membership. It'll go to the people that we're serving in our communities. They'll recognize the fun that we have, and the ability to share new life experiences and have a good time doing it as well. So it's all about that creative aspect that we want to get our Lions to always be thinking about, and in doing things in new and different ways. So who doesn't like fun? We want to share that message of fun with all the people that we come in contact with, whether it be our inward facing with our own Lions or outward facing into the communities. We've got to get out there, that we are the organization of choice. We're going to have fun. We're going to do great projects. We're going to do good things every day of the year. And so this is just one of those aspects that we want to push out to you today. So again, we've got some great speakers. They're going to get into a lot of details today. Our numbers keep growing as I look at the count here, so people are still joining us. We want to make sure that everybody stays engaged, and you'll have time in the breakout sessions, as Wendy mentioned, to chat about some things specifically. But for now, I'm going to turn the mic over to Lion Garner Andrews. Garner, from the great state of Georgia, USA. We're enjoying having you with us, and we're looking forward to hearing your presentation. And then we'll do a brief Q&A afterwards. We'll keep an eye on the chat box, and we'll get back to you real soon. So, Garner, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Mark. So, yes, Garner Andrews from Multiple District 18, and this is what I do for a living. I am a digital marketing expert and an executive that has dealt with this for probably the last 20 plus years too. So I am more than happy to do this presentation, but also as we go from here, if anybody else has any questions or needs to, continue to get any information, I will definitely avail myself to any and all of you. So one thing that I want to say about my presentation before I jump in is that um, it is based on true studies and business experience. So what we do with gamification is not just something that somebody is theorizing about. This is something that is tested and proven in business to be something that is very productive. And so it is also something that each of you can grab hold of and can rely on as an approach that is, a successful approach. All right, so let me share my screen here. All right. And just give me a thumbs up if somebody can see okay, good. Thanks, Mark. All right. So we specifically are focused on what works for a younger audience with gamification. And while gamification works with every single demographic out there, uh, I think we are all aware that different people actually have culturally different things that are valuable to you, and that's true in different cultures around the world, different geolocations around the world, but it's specific to different generations as well. And so it is again something that's very important and very focused on talking to people who are younger or young adults as well. So it is something that works specifically with that group. Today we're going to talk about what it is and why it works. We're going to talk about the challenges, benefits, and strategies of it. And then we're going to talk about specifics for us. Another thing that I wanted to make absolutely sure is this is not just talking at a high level. It is talking about how Lions can actually grab this and can use this. Not only that, but we have a lot of examples, both throughout the presentation, and then at the end, I've got some case studies as well. And then there's some appendices with some extra information. I'm probably not going to have time to go over those, but that will be something that you can get if you ask for the PDF version of this presentation afterwards. All right. And we will have time for Q&A at the end too. So everybody just hold your questions until we get there. So what is it, right? So basically gamification is taking design elements that are about competitiveness and it is using those design elements to motivate and engage people. This is something, as I mentioned, that really affects all of us, but it is more specific to people that are younger. The examples that we have of gamification in our everyday life that everybody seems to be using nowadays, you've got your fitness apps, you've got education departments that are using this, and then you've also got corporate training that are using it on a regular basis as well. It works because we actually are reaching out to people about things that are intrinsically motivating to them. This achievement, social interaction, that's actually a really important one because we've shifted from, 10 years and especially 20, 30 years ago when you didn't even have tools like social media where you could actually challenge people and then share things like this. So our ability to share information is one of the reasons why it works so well. One of the other major pieces of this is that we are promoting a healthy habit forming. So that could be, another real life thing is, you getting into, and this is relevant because it's the new year, right? But you getting into a new workout regimen, right? Getting healthy and going to the gym, other things like that. That's a healthy habit, right? To be working out on a regular basis. Gamification encourages a lot of those regular habits that are healthy. All right. And then the other thing is peer influence. And obviously we also use peer pressure when we're talking about it in a negative way. But here we're talking about something that's very positive. When you're able to use teams to do more, to build more, to be better. And that's what we want to do. We want to take what our motto is of we serve, and we want to make sure that we are able to serve more people and serve them in a better way as well. All right, so let's talk about those challenges, benefits, and strategies. So challenges for Lions, and I think this is not going to be a surprise to anyone, right? So we've got a overall declining membership base. Some geographies we have some increasing bases, but in general, it's not just a problem, by the way, for Lions. I think you're probably all aware this is service organizations in general. We've got an aging membership base as well, and so we really need to reach out to those who are younger and who have a lot more energy, but also who are attracted a lot more by this approach. We've also got a lack of awareness, and I put in here perceived relevance among young adults, but it's a lack of awareness everywhere. And this is a marketing program, and specifically what that helps us with is it helps to get out the word. So we're not saying repeatedly that Lions is the best kept secret. We are that is old, that is in the trash now, and we are making sure that people know and understand what the great things are that we do to help people on a regular basis. All right, so what are the benefits that we're going to have? So you got increased engagement, and I'm not going to read all of the details of all of these. You guys can do it, and you can also, like I said, request a PDF copy of this afterwards. But more people involved. You've got community building. So the way that gamification works is it is specifically designed to include more people, and so that builds relationships and helps you with the community. You've got enhanced recruitment. So not only is it good for the existing base and healthy for the retention and engagement with all of our existing members, but it's also healthy and attractive and helps us then to recruit as well. I kind of mentioned already right there the retention and the loyalty effect that it has. And if you do it right, and we'll talk about what right is, that you have regular updates, that you are always keeping refreshed content in front of people. Again, another general best practice for marketing, but specifically works for this. And then skill development. What we always are looking for with our leadership development is to bring people on and up and get more people who can do more from a leadership standpoint, from a teamwork management standpoint. There's some people, my wife is one of them, who says, I will do anything. I will even lead a effort or a project, but I don't want to be the person that's out there in front. This helps with all of those people, right? So somebody who wants to be the face of something, or somebody who wants to just, help, spearhead a project, like rolling up your sleeves and jumping in, all of that, all of those types of people benefit. All right, so what are the strategies that we want to employ as we are doing this? So points and badges. So this is at the core of what some of the things are inside, some of the strategies inside gamification. And for you, all of your versions of what you need to do for gamification in your district, in your club, is going to be a little bit different. But generally speaking, these are things that everybody probably wants to focus on. You don't have to, but they are some of the most key ones. So points and badges. You want to reward members for completing tasks, for attending events, and for recruiting others. Those types of things would earn you badges, would elevate your points as well. Leaderboards. So you foster the friendly competition. You recognize people who are doing well. One other thing, and I'll this goes both with the leaderboards and with the leveling up, is that you also want to refresh this. You want to recognize people who are always engaged and who are the best overall, but you also want to refresh it on a regular basis so that new people who join are still going to have that ability to be recognized on the leaderboards and to level up. You need to make it very clear and easy for people to be engaged in each of these. Challenges and projects. Look, we're Lions. What's the most important thing to us is making sure that other people who have need are taken care of. And so at the core of what we do is we put those challenges, we put those projects that specifically tie to our organization's motto, to our organization's purpose. Again, you notice that I said create limited, time-limited objectives. It has to be something that, again, this is related to SMART goals that we train on as well. But you want to make sure that it's time boxed. All right, and then the last one here is storytelling and narratives. So one of the most important things here is that we deliberately do this because content is one of the most valuable marketing commodities that we have. Not just content, but authentic content. And when you have a gamified effort, a gamified program, you are actually actively generating that content that you need. And if you build user-generated content into your gamification program, you'll have a much more successful program as well, and save yourself time, money, effort for all of your other marketing efforts too. So that is a very key one for all of the marketing efforts that you've got going forward. All right. We've talked about it in general. We've talked about our strategies for approaching it, but let's be very specific for why this works or how it can work for Lions and how we would want to approach that. So where do we start? And by the way, I've got a bunch of bullets here. When you ask for the PDF, all of the other things that I say are actually in the notes too. So anyway, you want to understand your audience. You want to make sure that you're gathering insights into what motivates the target demographics that you're going after. And I've specifically included an appendix slide that helps talk about some of those for young adults. But you also want to consider surveys or focus groups in advance of your program to identify what those preferences are. So for what it is for me here is going to be totally different for what it is for Lions in Lebanon or Lions in the UK or, multiple other places around the world, even locally inside your districts, from one club like in Atlanta or to another club, say out in Cartersville or other areas, and both of those are locations here in MD18. So you want to define clear objectives for your club or district. So when you walk in to establishing a gamified program, you want to make sure that you're aligning your gamification efforts with your missions and your goals. And this includes the Lions in general. Make sure you're doing something that's focused on service. And then also for your local clubs or your local districts, make sure that you're focused on those as well. A good set of examples is, we want to recruit X members. That's true for every club that is going to have. You want to increase participation in service projects that are important in our area of the world. And we want to reduce loss of existing members, but have those very specific objectives in mind as you establish a gamified program. You want to start small. You want to pilot 1 or 2 gamified elements to test engagement. So you're not jumping in with, an overwhelming amount of things that then don't let you do enough measurement in order to really figure out, hey, is this working for us? Do we need to fine tune here, fine tune there? You want to build on existing programs. We've got some in Lionism, like the Golden Chain program, like your local existing service club service projects, or like the Lions Global Membership Approach. They're all programs that you can build on. They've already got certain metrics, certain things that you could, potentially encourage. And so we're basically saying, try to build off of something that already exists out there instead of trying to start totally from scratch. Choosing the right tools. We'll get to this in just a second, but the research platforms that fit your organization's need and budget. And then you want to iterate and improve. You want to be able to look at what you've done, measure it, objectively get feedback, and then take steps to go to the next level with the right changes that are going to continue to improve engagement. All right, so let's talk about the tools and platforms. And again, I'm going to give links And then I'm going to actually show on the next slide too, two of the specific ones that I've actually deliberately signed up for in order to give you guys a good feel for something that is really easy. And also I picked two that are not going to cost you anything to dip your toe in with. All right. So first and foremost, everybody has, well, most everybody has internet and social media. My sister actually works for ICANN, which is the company, the corporation that makes sure that there is as much as possible internet access across the world. Definitely want to make sure that this tool, which as long as you have internet access, is key to marketing. This is the best single tool that any of us can use in order to communicate what's going on with your gamification program. There are mobile apps for tracking participation and offer rewards. I've got both some in the case studies at the end and some here that we'll talk about. And then this list is specifically ones that at least have a basic free offering for everybody to take advantage of, to try out, to see what works for you. All right, so Slack and Hey Taco. So Slack is actually a collaboration tool that is available, and then Hey Taco is a plugin that gives you emojis that go along with it. Emojis. If you're on this meeting, I'm sure you know what emojis are. But emojis are those small images that we use all the time to show that we're very happy about something, but to communicate both emotion and support, or collaboration while people are sending messages. Habitica. All right, Habitica actually specifically lets you add avatars. It lets you track rewards, and then also list challenges for everybody. This is actually one of my favorite, and we'll take a look at what the Habitica web app looks like. Google Forms and badges. So when we say badges, what we're really talking about here is you defining what those digital badges are. And there are actually other programs that can help define some badges, just like Habitica, just like Hey Taco defines emojis. You can define your own badges. But you can track progress then with Google Forms of those badges that you're handing out. Trello. So Trello, again, is another collaboration tool, but the way that Trello works, you can actually visualize and reward people for participation and for making sure that they are engaged. Class Dojo is really it is an app that is very specific to helping do team building and team awards. So then a wheel of names. So one of the things that I thought it may be coming up in another slide, but I'll go ahead and mention it right now. One of the most classic examples of gamification right now is Twitch. And so Twitch, what they do is, as a platform, it's all about streaming, right? But they have specifically incorporated the ability to give out prizes and awards, and to let people award others while things are going on for things that they like, or you can still give awards, but for things that you are encouraging people to change potentially as well too. But Wheel of Names is one of those things where you specifically are able to do drawings and rewards. Kahoot. This is something that we've been using for a long time. It is something that it is easy to sign up for the free version as well. And you will see examples of that in today's overall presentation too. The last thing is Open Badges. Now, Open Badges is an open format for everybody across the world to actually define certifications. Okay, and so you can define your own, and you can then be somebody that designs these badges, that verifies these badges, or that hands the badges out. So there are kind of three different roles that Open Badges helps you do. But Open Badges is actually something for when you're wanting to be a little bit more professional about how we're going forward with our gamification approach. Okay. All right, so let's look at these two real quickly. So Hey Taco is the first one. Hey Taco has all of these taco-based emojis that they provide, but they do a great job of giving you such a large variety that there are things that really appeal to almost everybody for our ability to say, hey, you've done a great job. I'm going to give you a taco trophy. Or this is a Herculean effort that you've just put in. I'm going to give you a super taco. And each of these tacos, they're so creative. They do such a great job of it. But I highly recommend that if you don't want to go with Slack for tracking and for gamification, that you use Hey Taco. The other one that I've got displayed right here is the Habitica. So you can see in the word, it's one of those for helping you with good habits. You can just do it yourself if you want to have good habits that are going to, make you healthier or to make you happier. All of those are good things. You can see that you can define habits. You can define daily, so things that you want to do on a daily basis. I put send an uplifting or constructive email to another member. And then to do. So these would be tasks that you're going to, reward people for. I said, invite somebody to be a member or invite a guest to a service project. Those are fantastic, examples of what we would want to put in here. Then the most important piece for us and why this matters is that Habitica has a great way to collaborate then with others on this. And I've got that outlined in the red up top. All you do is you click that. You can join an existing group or you can create your own group. I expect what most of us will be doing is creating our own groups initially and then joining existing groups after our groups are created. All right, so let's talk about pitfalls that we want to avoid. So overcomplicating the system. Don't add too many game elements. I don't want you to add too many so that you can't track things at the beginning, but I also want to make sure that all the people who are participating don't have so many things going on that they don't know what to focus on. You got to make sure that there is that focus. Prioritizing the rewards over the mission. We are about helping other people. Don't let that fall into second place. Make sure that we stay focused on helping other people and make sure that we tie rewards, all of our rewards, to the mission of our clubs and our overall organization. Ignoring inclusivity in game design. Make sure that your game design is taking inclusivity into account. You want games that explicitly include, not exclude, demographics and abilities. If you fail to do that, you will alienate potential members. Failing to align gamification efforts with our core values. This is related to prioritizing the rewards over the mission, but you don't want mismatched elements that can cause confusion or dilute our organization's brand. You have a brand as Lions Clubs International, you have a brand as your district, and you have a brand as your own club. You may have, Lions corporations like our Georgia Lions Lighthouse and others. Those are brands that are very important, and you want to make sure that what we do here, it enforces those brands instead of takes away from those brands. And in order to do that, though, I would recommend that you regularly revisit and align your gamification initiatives with the mission. So make sure that, at least on a regular basis, that you're looking back at what those missions are. Neglecting regular updates. This is probably the single thing that causes the most people to fail at gamification. It also causes us to fail at marketing in general, but you want to make sure that you've got regular updates because stale or repetitive challenges can lead to disengagement. You want to make sure that regularly, and when I say regularly, I think at a minimum quarterly, that you are introducing new content to adjust challenges. So the next one is underestimating the need for effective communication and onboarding. If you come to work for me, one of my mantras is effective communication helps everything else. And so what we want to make sure is that you understand that a lack of clear instructions or support and unclear expectations can discourage participation. And so what you want to do is you want to provide user-friendly guides and tutorials for all gamified systems. You want to make sure that your goals are attainable because unrealistic targets for membership, and when I say for membership, not just growing membership, but for your membership, can frustrate and demotivate those participants. And then finally, overemphasizing competition. Again, we are about a community that wants to help other people. An excessive focus on leaderboards or rivalry may alienate less competitive members. When I talked about refreshing the leaderboards earlier, that's part of it. You don't want just these, three individuals who are always at the top of the leaderboard, and that's all everybody sees. You also don't want your people to be in competition so much that they get focused on the competition instead of, again, the mission of our organization. All right. So here's your call to action, everybody. This is your chance to engage the next generation of leaders through creativity and through play. So I want to make sure that you're excited about this. You've got resources from all of the leaders who are on this call. We have a lot of experience, and we are going to jump in. I'm going to go over case studies really quickly. Go ahead, Wendy.
Garner? Yeah, I'm sorry. We are short on time. So I apologize. You have some amazing information here, and there have been a lot of requests for your slides. So I would like to take a minute and just let everybody know that a PDF version of this presentation will be added to the link that everyone will get early next week with the present or with the video link as well. So everyone will have the resources. Take a quick moment, let them know what else to look for, but we need to I got a couple of just highlights on Q&A, but anything in your case studies that you want to specifically just call out to them without presenting it.
Yeah, we're good. I deliberately just paged through them so they could at least see the names for each of them. And like you said, they can get it in the PDF. And the PDFs the links will work in the PDF, so you'll be able to click on them and go to each of those. So.
Excellent, thank you. There were some great comments in the chat. People giving ideas to each other, thinking out loud. So some great conversations. I would encourage you all to continue to use the chat. There were a few questions in the chat that were also addressed by other Lions participating. Great. So for the sake of time, I'm going to ask you, Garner, if you wouldn't mind glancing through there and seeing if you have anything to contribute in response to some of those questions. And
I'll do that in chat.
Can save that chat. Important question that came up that was also responded was, how do we avoid people saying that younger generations are already spending too much time on their devices? And what's the best way to add the value of gamification with that? I've got
one of those sitting right there, so I totally empathize.
So there were some great comments, some also good responses from some of the other Lions that were participating, but please do share your expertise in there as well.
Thank you much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, fantastic report, Garner. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. There's a lot of great information. I know everybody will enjoy receiving that in due course, and then you can answer some questions. I especially liked the comments about social interaction and sharing information. Really the basis for why we want to gamify some of our events. The fact that we want to promote positive peer influence is really, really important as we go forward and we look at this initiative. And perceived relevance is another quote that I gathered here that I want to share with other people when I talk to them about gamification. So Lion Wendy mentioned a lot of the comments are dealing with a culture change. This is a big deal for a lot of our maybe more traditional clubs, and so we're looking outside the box. We've thrown the box away. We have to take on these new ways of looking at things and get people involved in technology in a new and different way. So you've done an amazing job in encapsulating a lot of that information. Thank you so much, Garner.
Thank you.
Wendy, I think we're ready to move on. We have our next group on the bench ready to jump in to get behind the plate. We have a trio of folks you're going to see, and you see right there, Michael Middleton from the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, joined by PDG Martin Middleton and past international director Joyce Middleton of the Fighting Middleton family, who are going to talk about their influence and their activities with respect to gamification. I think we're going to focus on Michael and Michael's screen, and we really want you to take it away. Talk to us about gamification and motivation with not only Lions, but with the entire community. Thank you, Michael. Take it away.
Well, not Michael, but Joyce. That's okay. Thanks.
You got it, Joyce.
Thank you for the opportunity to spend some time with our fellow Lions to talk about something that is near and dear to our hearts as a Lions family, and that is using games to entertain, educate, and inspire other Lions. And over the course of our short presentation, we'll talk about why games are important to us, and then we'll provide you with some concrete examples of how we've used games to keep members engaged in our clubs, in our district, and how we use games to motivate participation, develop friendships and relationships, and just to have fun.
So a quick reminder about the games. Going to Martin first.
So yeah, in the mode of Family Feud, we interviewed 100 people who were about to die and asked them about their top 3 regrets. No, but seriously, these actually are based on research from hospice workers. The top 3 regrets of people that are dying. The first one is that I wish I hadn't worked so hard. So for many people, this really means I wish I'd spent more time with my family, with my kids when they were growing up.
Next off was, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Games help us stay connected with the people that we love and in our social network. And we know that we would otherwise grow distant from them if we weren't playing games together.
And the last one was, I wish I'd let myself be happier. And so studies say that just 30 minutes of online gameplay per day is enough to create dramatic boosts in mood and in long-term increases in happiness. I know that my own participation in daily gameplay sets me up for a fun day engaged with other people, even if I'm just sitting behind my computer.
In summary, games are good. So let's take a look how we're applying these gamification strategies that we were hearing earlier about here in our local district of Massachusetts, the Hook and the little dots around it of the islands of southeastern Massachusetts. I'm going to start off by saying I'm sure that a majority of you already do use some level of gamification. It might not be the cool fun tacos that we just saw, but I think you're all familiar with a raffle. In fact, I can't think of a single Lions gathering of a large group of people that don't have a raffle of some sort or some sort of drawing. And when do we usually draw that winner? We do it right at the beginning, right? Yeah,
Sure,
no,
yeah.
of course not. No, we do it at the end because people want to stick around for it. That's the thing that we keep people engaged with so they can stay along, see the other stuff that's happening at the meeting, and then enjoy the game part at the end. We use this as a gamification drive to drive engagement, but we can do it even further. Here in District 33S, especially at our midwinter conference, I'm trying to figure out what part I'm going to share here because I don't want to spoil for all of you 33S Lions that are tuned in. But let's say, first and foremost, this one shouldn't be a shock, is that we have a passport to adventure, a passport to fun. So instead of going to the list of things that you have on your agenda for our conference, we're going to have different stops, stations that you're going to be checking off your passport. These are different stamps that either the hosts of the different presentations will be able to stamp you with, or if you're at a raffle table or a sales table, people will be grabbing the stamp. I know, I'm sorry. I'll give you guys these stamp ideas here. And then at the end of the conference, all of the people that successfully fill out that passport will be entered into a drawing for a grand adventure prize. Another thing we have going on is speed learning. This introduces the high octane of rapid change and rapid pace that people really enjoy in gaming, while also having low stakes. It's really just a chance to get just the beginning of a new topic taught to you or introduced to you, and then a starting off point for you to learn more. This gamification is rapid fire. In just a short 50 minutes, they're going to have 6 different stations for them to go to. They're going to have to probably choose one that they're going to have to ask a friend to tell them about because they probably won't have the time to get to it. That sense of urgency and multiple tracks is continued on in the course of our entire conference, where we're not having a single track of things across the board. People are going to end up having to choose one thing or another, a choose your own adventure. This is included in that passport, but it also is grabbing that community aspect of, hey, did you go to that thing? No, I actually went to this other track. Grabbing in that fear of missing out. We're really trying to grab multiple aspects of the gamification and things that make community-based games or social games or online games, those things that draw people back in, we're introducing that into our midwinter conference. We're also doing that at our local district level meetings, our cabinet advisory meetings, where we have a gamified thermometer for our district goals. So membership, fundraising targets, club targets, all of those things have their own separate slider thermometer that we introduce on a slideshow. And it's a drum roll to see where we've gone from one meeting to the next, grabbing in that continued sense of achievement. But doing things at meetings is not the only thing that we're tracking fun with.
I know the fun doesn't stop with meetings. There's also new member orientation. Well, for new members, we in our district have programs that immerse people in the Lions culture by performing certain actions. I think we heard the past speaker, Garner Andrews, referring to this. In fact, here in 33S, we have a ROAR program that is specifically for rookie members. The first year of membership, you can participate in the ROAR program, and that's you earn a badge, a really snazzy looking lion's head pin, and it stands for recruiting, orienting, actively involving, and retaining. And each member, in order to achieve this pin, you have to have participated in a pre-membership meeting, of course, attended a BOD, a board of directors meeting, serve on a fundraiser, serve on a service project, participate in orientation, and then you have to have done those 5 things, and then maybe you've done two other things from another menu of items, participate in a zone meeting and advisory, a regional meeting, and visit another club. Just really gets people an idea of what it's like to be a Lion and participate in all the aspects of it. For the existing members, because the fun doesn't stop when you're just a rookie member, then it should continue on. That it's a way of refreshing your knowledge of what's going on in the district, so you can earn the Pride Pin. And the Pride Pin is for performance recognition, involvement, district and club excellence. And you earn this one by a series of events, 50% participation in club functions, go to a bar, participate in the board of directors meeting, serve on a service project, a fundraiser. But then in addition, additional points valued for being part of the zone, a more active member of the zone, attending the officer training, advisories, regional kinds of trainings, etc. You can continue on with this kind of badge membership and pin earning. But you can also further that into your club, but that the more members that have acquired these pins could earn your club a banner patch, and that could have a rocker below it each year that you have members that are continuing to play in this game. And I think that's what I have on pins and badges and Lions culture. And I think, Martin, you have a way for us to get involved in utilizing other programs.
Yeah, so one quick example that works very well is what we call Lions Jeopardy. We've used this for any kind. We've used it both for training purposes, but also there's some other things that you can do with it that have not been done. If you want to bring up the
Sure thing. Welcome to Lions Jeopardy, sir.
So as you can see, what you end up with is the opportunity to create a Jeopardy board. And it's something that you can use, for instance, to have your, let's say, different at a state convention, for instance, or a state event, have your different districts compete against each other. Or at a leadership training institute, for example, have some of your different leaders competing against each other. It's a very easy thing to set up. We'll have a link in the presentation for where you can find it. But essentially, the idea is that you pick different things. Like, for instance, in our Name the Decade category here, we have a number of different questions that are set up for things about Lions history. So if we go to Name the Decade for 200 for a moment, and you'll see there's the foundation is introduced. So everyone out there in the chat probably knows which decade this was. And you can go ahead and hit the ding, and it'll show you what was the 1960s. So many of you were probably thinking the 1910s, but no, we're talking about the foundation, not Lions Clubs International itself. So this is just an idea about some of the things that you can do with that. as a couple of other examples for a way to use this, imagine, for example, that you are planning a project. One of the things you could do is set up these different categories to have things like planning, what we need on the day of the event. And each of those things would be an actual piece of what's needed in a project. So if you're trying to train new members for how to conduct a project, here's a great way to make it fun rather than just going through a list of, okay, here are the 7 things that you need in order to complete this project. So there's one way of doing it. From a membership standpoint, in terms of how to keep your members engaged, there's the idea of, let's say you've got a couple of new members that, you're one of those lucky clubs that just brought in 3 new members. Chances are you don't know anything about them. So here's a great way to take the Lions Jeopardy to create different categories about the 3 members and have people start to try to figure out which of the members is being referenced by these different things. Again, don't leave out your long-term members, your members that have been part of the club for many, many years. I would venture to say many of us have been in our clubs for a lot of years and couldn't tell you about some of our specific members in terms of how many children do they have, what do they actually do for work, because these were things that back in the day we never used to ask about. It just wasn't part of the culture. And it's one of the things that we really want to drive forward now, because it's part of what makes Lions the fun thing that it is. It's the social interaction and the getting to know each other. I mean, this is the reason that we all come together for things like conferences and these larger events. It's, yes, we get great info, but a lot of it, let's face it, it's to see the folks that we get to see on a year after year basis that have become our extended Lions family. No, that's it.
To that end, let's talk about member engagement a bit. How are we doing that?
So one of the other things that we've been doing as a family is a daily game contest. The New York Times actually has a number of different very quick games that you can play that only take a couple of minutes, anyway from a couple of minutes to maybe 10 minutes. But one of the things that we do is we kind of have this list of games that we start our day off with. And as an example, let me go to find the mini real quick.
See, the mini could be up here.
There it is, yeah. So the idea of the mini is that it's basically just a mini crossword. You don't have to have an account for this. You can do this online, but we actually do it on our phones every morning. As you can see, there's a little timer that's in here that runs for how long is it taking you to basically guess all of the clues that are in here. What we're planning to do with our club is actually turn this into a re-engagement exercise for some of the members who have felt a little disconnected and get them involved in this as well. So that on a daily basis, everyone will kind of post their results and we'll be able to kind of, it'll be a friendly competition about how did you do on the daily crossword this morning. But again, these are just different things that you can do. And you'll notice not all of these things are computer related or require you to spend time online. When we talk about some of the different programs that we've talked about, these are things that you can do without any of that. Passports don't require any kind of online function either. So don't think about this as just I have to have a computer or I have to have a phone to do this. There are other ways to be able to do this.
Yeah, another way that we're actually looking to revitalize our club this year, especially after the several years of people being kind of shut away in COVID and getting them back in, we're introducing that easy way of, well, actually, I think I'm going to have myself explain this. Yes. One of the ways we're looking at doing a revitalization in our club is by having a group to do something similar to what we're doing with our family of sharing the scores and having that lighthearted conversation. We're also looking at introducing a system that we like to call Lions Loot. So to get people to feel comfortable in sharing ideas or participating, it's really think of Monopoly money. Not in the terms of the wild economy that it produces, but more in terms of the fun spirit that it has of the game. If you played Monopoly right, anyway. We're looking at anytime a club member participates in a service project or a fundraiser, anytime they pitch an idea to the team or the board of directors, anytime they attend a meeting, anytime they go visit another club. Pretty much you name whatever the criteria can be, we'll add it in as a criteria, but this earns them Lions Loot. And this Lions Loot is able to be redeemed either by redeeming enough, you're able to make the suggestion of where some of our funds that have been raised for the year are going to be designated to. You can use that to redeem at our local Lions store, which is in turn just the Lions International store will buy you a piece of swag from the Lions Club's shop. The sky's the limit with it. Really, the idea is to add some more fun in and to have people not be afraid by introducing new ideas. Even if the answer ends up being no from the club, you still get some Lions Loot. I think I'm going to trace it back to IPID Joyce to close us out.
Well, since I think we have a couple more seconds, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about a fun game that was being done at a club that I visited recently, and their purpose was to increase their Lions Club International Foundation contributions. And this club president came up with this dynamite idea that he would say, I'm going to issue the Melvin Jones Fellowship Challenge. And by having this challenge put out there, I want to get my club to be a 100% LCIF Melvin Jones Fellow. And what he had suggested and what they have been doing is that every individual member in their club will become a Melvin Jones Fellow by way of creating their own project and running their own project, and that all of the monies that are earned from said fundraiser would be made as donation to LCIF. And so what this has allowed is that individual members are now learning what our foundation does and how it can help locally, because now the club is earning huge amounts of money in their club's name and allowing them access to district and club impact grant monies that they can designate to be used wherever they want. That's allowing them to put a pavilion in their town because of these donations. It's allowing new members to have an understanding of what our foundation does. And they've all jumped on board with this. It's been really amazing. They're pushing each other out of the way to say, oh no, I'm running a popcorn sale. Oh, I'm running a yard sale in my backyard. I'm running a dance for our club. And one after another, over the course of the year, they've had a calendar chock full with events, people having a great time, all the while that they're earning their Melvin Jones Fellowship pins, and they're earning money back into their town and into their district through the auspices of the district and community impact grant. So I think this is a fabulous, fabulous way to gamify the good that Melvin Jones Fellowship program has been designed to do. I think that is all that I have on this topic at the moment. I hope you've enjoyed some of these ideas that have been brought forward. Michael, do you have a district governor? Do you have anything? It's hard to refer to your son as district governor, but I will. So District Governor Michael, would you like to close us out?
Sure thing, IPID Mom. Okay. These were just a few ways of gamification have been impacting Lions here in our district of Massachusetts, as well as in our state. We hope you enjoyed it, and with a little imagination, you can find ways to adapt what you've done, or even find something brand new. We hope you will. Right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you to the magnificent Middletons, Michael, Joyce, Martin. Thank you all for some great ideas and suggestions. The chat has been hopping with people building upon the ideas that you have shared. And we did not have specific questions. I personally had one that I would just like to ask you for the sake of time to put in the chat. And that is, Joyce, you mentioned the Pride pin, and you actually told us what Pride stood for, and I only got PRID. So if you can jot that in the chat for others who might be inspired by that, that would be super.
Will do.
Thank you.
I think I actually didn't
this is
mention.
fantastic. One of the things I want to have everybody take away is that these ideas are not technology driven necessarily. These are just interactions between people and Lions members to have fun. And that's what it's all about too. It does not have to be something where you have to be an expert on technology to engage people with gamification along the lines of what the Middleton family has shared with us this morning. So Wendy, we are ready to move on. We've got a video to show now, don't we?
We do. Yeah. We are going to learn about the Do Good-a-thon.
Hello, this is Scott Michaels. You might recognize me from the Telethon 1 or the Telethon 2. Maybe you tuned in for the Telethon 3 or Telethon 4. I also happen to help Brian Sheehan by writing the Together We Can theme song. But today, I'm here for something very special. To welcome you to the party! The party is a chance for us all for one day to experience what it's like if we spend our lives helping others, connecting with strangers, trying to become united as one.
The party is Delaware's largest service project.
The party is a place you come together with people who can offer so many wonderful things. You can participate, you can be part of the greater cause to make the world a better place. So why not?
The party is energetic. The party is the place to be.
The party is lit, fun, amazing, connecting people, longevity.
The party is service and helping others and being a part of it. You gotta be a part of it. You can't just let someone else do it for you.
The party is community. The party is engagement. The party is a bunch of like-minded people getting together and doing some good. That's what the party is.
That's right! Welcome to the party. What's the party? Well, the party is something that we do here in Delaware annually. We're about to have our 5th annual party, and I want to tell you how we develop the party, what the party is, and how we use it to invite our community into the world of service. And that really is the point of the party. I'm going to start by telling you something that my father once told me when I was a kid. He said, Scott, if you see someone at a party who's not having fun or seems to be, alone, why don't you just go up to that person and introduce yourself and just see if you can welcome them to the party, because you might someday be in that very situation. Life is basically a party. However, not everyone feels invited or maybe have been systematically uninvited. And so I have chosen to take on the role of having people understand that this life is a party and making sure everyone is invited. And what better way to celebrate together than through service? And so we created this item called the party as a way to try to recruit as many people to do service as possible at once. And I want to tell you all about it. So first of all, it began with a contest that we called the Do Goodathon. For the first year, we decided to create this thing called the Do Goodathon, and we had a form that was very similar to if you were going around getting pledges for running miles. You would say, hey, would you pledge me to run miles? But instead, what we did is we said you would offer an act of service to someone and help them out, and then they can sign your sheet to say, yes, Lion Scott helped me rake my lawn, or whatever it is that we helped. And then the contest was people would submit their sheets, and whoever did the most acts of service would win a prize. So we came up with this idea that what if for the closing event for the Do Goodathon, we had an event called the party. And at the party, we would invite nonprofits or groups that do service to bring an individual service table to this event. And our goal was, while people came, they could get their sheet and they can fill out a couple of new service acts they did, but then also get to meet some of the different agencies that were involved in helping people throughout our community here in Delaware. And what we learned is this: I really believe most people in the world are starving to help. They want to help. They want to become service-minded people and service people in action. But where do they get invited to do so? And so I kind of feel like after doing this work for a few years, that if we can set up ways that invite people to very easily get into the world of service, then we could possibly allure them to come back for more service. Because we believe there is a natural high and a great positive feeling that you get from service. But a lot of people don't have a chance to get that first touch of service, from helping animal shelters to helping domestic violence victims to helping in drug prevention to helping with environmental needs. Basically, any way you can help, we can get people to get in there and get that touch of service that then they're going to seek more. And what we realized is it's really not about getting a small amount of people to do large amounts of service, which the marathon sort of worked on. So the marathon would have one person and then reporting the 10, 15, 20 acts of service they did it within the period of time. What we've learned is that for us, it would be more important to get more people doing at least one act of service rather than a few people doing many acts of service. So we flipped the entire recruitment mode and everything and the contest so that now the contest is not how many acts of service you can do, but the contest is how many individuals or groups can you bring in to the game who will then do their own service. And so in a funny way, it's sort of like a pyramid scheme of positivity where you are recruiting people with the goal of having them recruit more people, all to recruit more people, all to recruit more people, to have a wide variety of people all activating in service. And when we switched the model, instantly our amount of people who were interested in doing service increased. And so I would suggest, if you're trying to pull off something like this in your own community, that you make the goal, how many people can we get involved to do at least one act of service? The party usually happens in mid to late July, and our service period for the Do Goodathon usually starts on Memorial Day and goes into the 4th of July. So we give people around the summer to have the conversations and talk about service. But another wonderful bonus we found from this is that having the contest, it's like having a calling card or a business card, if you will. And so you now have a fun thing to talk to people about. Hey, would you like to get into a contest? Would you like to help the community? So you have a reason to talk to your friends, family, community members, and employees and employers about how they can get involved with service because you have a game for them to join and play. And if they're not interested in the game, then you say, hey, well, then at least come to our big community celebration where we do this live at the party. This year, we will be having our 5th annual The Party. And last year, we had over 40 different nonprofit groups bring their tables to the party. We also always include live music. We include live presentations and artistic areas for people to get their hands on stuff. And the idea is that you are going around doing service, but you're also connecting to other people. You're going to have a moment where the people in that event are going to touch and feel and understand what it is like to be at an event where everyone is community minded, where everyone is working together and is thinking outside of themselves for the community. And that event, that is that magic that is going to start to get people in their hearts saying, how do I do this more? Now, are Lions involved in the party? Well, you bet. We're all Lions, the people who throw it. But one of the things that we've realized when recruiting people to service is we don't want to put any barriers in their way to say yes to come to the event. And believe it or not, people might have misconceptions of different agencies, including our very own beloved Lions Club. So what I'm saying is that you might say, hey, we're doing a Lions Club event called The Party, which is just fine, but that might not invite someone as much as just saying, we have a community service party where we're getting everyone to come and help the community. So bear with me for a moment and think about it like this. You could put your Lions logo on the bottom of the poster, but what if you just invite people to do community service? And then they say, hey, how can I help more? Well, now you have a perfect landing to say, I have a wonderful organization. If you're looking to get involved in more service, that you join, that we can have you involved all year round. And believe it or not, they're one of the sponsors for this very event. It's called the Lions Club. So in the future, here's the vision, that the party is a global event, worldwide. I wonder if there's an agency that could help us get a service party across the whole globe. I'll come back to that one. But in the meantime, let's think about, what if, instead of just in Delaware, the party was global? And let's think, if for those 3 weeks, 4 weeks leading up to it, that all around the globe there was a recruitment to bring people into the wonderful world of community service. Well, our vision is that here in Delaware, in about 5 years, that the party will be an event that people will cross state lines to get to serve and have fun at. But more than that, in about 10 years, you will be able to go to a party right in your very own community. You'll be able to maybe get on a phone and play along globally with how many people you've recruited to service. And then soon enough, everyone's going to be playing literally a game that the goal is to just invite more people to service. And the reward of the game is walking around in a much safer, sounder, and pleasant world. And that is basically what the party is all about. So I want to invite you to do whatever version of the Do-Goodathon or the party that you want to create at home in your own club. Go ahead and do that. I know this is a marketing event, so we always use the party and the Do-Goodathon to market all of the events that we're doing throughout the year. So also you can use it as a marketing event. But if you'd like to get involved with us and officially become part of the work that we're doing, we'd love to hear from you as well. We're going to put my contact information up there, which is thecause411@gmail.com. Reach out to me. Let me know what you think. And if you'd like to do a party in your own home, or if you have any questions about it whatsoever. So again, Scott Michaels from Bellefonte Lions Club in Wilmington, Delaware, tuning out and saying thank you, and see you at the Party 5.
Can we stand the enthusiasm? I mean, amazing. Scott is just fantastic. When he gets going, there's no stopping him. The activities that they're doing with the Do-Goodathon and all the activities he shared with us in that video is just phenomenal. Great information to take away. We're going to pivot over to Lion Chris Wooters. I think he's ready, and we're just going to let him take it away. He's got the biggest and brightest shirt on today. That is for sure. Everybody is awake. Chris, take it away.
All right, Jody, why don't you kick us off?
In the heart of every game lies a story. This is the story of Sam, a visionary whose love for gaming knew no bounds. Join us for the annual 48-hour gaming marathon, tribute to Sam. Together we embark on an epic journey, not just in play, but in purpose. The first time, your participation fuels a greater cause. Contributions will sponsor the Arts and Crafts building at Lions Camp Merrick, empowering children to discover, grow, and thrive. A place where creativity meets legacy, where Sam's love for the arts and his pioneering spirit lives on, inspiring the first STEM camp at Lions Camp Merrick. Your game, their future. Together, we build more than just a building. We build hope, dreams, and a community where everyone belongs. Join us. Play, donate, be a part of a story that changes lives in the memory of Sam Wooters. Let's get him on for a cause.
Smile. And I'm going to apologize now because I'm a little emotional for me. So 48-hour gaming marathon is what we're here to talk about today. How it got started was my son, for you guys that don't know, was diagnosed at age 3 with a genetic disease called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It is a disease that tears apart the muscles and basically breaks them down. At age 9, he was actually in a wheelchair. And there wasn't a whole lot of things he could do being in a wheelchair and being not able to do things. But one of the things he loved to do was game. He loved to get on and play Mario Kart, and he loved to do a lot of things. Well, this is actually the 10th year we're doing this. And 10 years ago, we started looking at a way he wanted to raise funds and to be able to raise awareness for this disease that he had. And we started looking at different ways to do this. And one of the things that he came up with was to have an online gaming marathon that for 48 hours straight, we did nothing but broadcast our games that we were playing, involve people and having them join us and be a part of that, and to be able to do awareness and to be able to raise funds to find a cure. And this has the first year it was pretty rough. We did 24. We always do 24 hours of Mario to start off with, and we do 24 hours of other games because he was one that loved to have play Minecraft and loved to play a lot of other things. And what started off with having the five of us be a part of this has turned out to be something that we involve all the different types of lions that come and be a part of it and really do things with it. Sadly, 5 years ago, we lost our son, and when the last five, we've been doing it without him. But this is something that we've been able to keep going and to be able to do in his memory and put together. And it has been able to do so much more than that. It has been able to involve now where we've now taken on a camp that helps out with kids that are dealing with diabetics, deaf, the blind, and other different disabilities to be able to sponsor a cabin. So we're able to take a gaming marathon and we're able to stream it live on Twitch, stream it live on YouTube, have other people participate from around the world. We've all throughout the night, we've had people from Russia, from all the way around the world be a part of this. And they come on and they want to know more. They're like, what's going on? Why are you playing Mario at 2 a.m. in the morning? Well, then they were able to talk to them. We were able to get them involved. So the different people the different friends that we've been able to make from around the world is incredible. And it's through nothing more than playing video games and playing online. So we have been able to do this. We've set it up in a way that we get all the people around us involved. So we have a way of tracking online our different fundraising abilities. We are able to see who's the top donor. So it promotes people to get up above those donations. We've seen years where people have tried to outdo the others. And throughout the years, we usually average, we've raised now over $30,000 for different nonprofits over the years. And we use a system through Twitch that all the other Twitch streamers most of them are doing it profits for themselves, but there's actually an ability to have money go directly from Twitch whenever people donate directly to LCIF. We've done that. We set up a Twitch profile so that way you could donate and go directly to our nonprofit here, our camp, or Lions Camp Merrick. Directly funds go directly to there. So there are ways that you don't have to touch the money. You never have to put your hands on any of it, but it comes in there. And now how we've been able to take that and go even further is we have been able to take games and put them into our different events that we do with our local Lions as well. We have this last year, we had a convention where we were able to have an LCIF fundraiser where we did minute to win it games. In less than 20 minutes, we were able to raise $1,500 by playing games. We did flip cup. We did shooting down a stack of cups with rubber bands, and we had the crowd be involved with it, and the crowd being able to be split in their different districts, cheering on different people. It was great and it was wonderful. So we've been able to do a lot of that to be able to promote people and get people involved with this. So I ask that you, if nothing else, the biggest thing I want to take out of gamification is don't look at how you would want to get involved, but actually look at how other people might want to get involved but can't. What limitations are other people put on that by you allowing them to be empowered as lions, and we're empowering lions to do things that normally they wouldn't be allowed to. And that is what has made the gaming marathon and all these other things so important to us, is because there's people that can't do these other things, that they don't have the possibility, they just physically cannot do it. But this has given them an avenue of actually being able to go forward and to be able to participate, be able to provide fundraising ability, and then to be able to provide different awareness. Because awareness is the biggest part of this, is that people just, like lionisms, people don't understand. And by us empowering others, I think is the most crucial thing that we can do through this. And I want to cut it short. I'm going to leave a link to the Facebook page that we have. I did the wrong one. where you can go and you can find out more videos to include every different 48-hour marathon, and you can come and you can watch this one. The last hour we do, if we hit our goal of $2,500 every different one, we do the last hour a dance-a-thon in costume. So if you guys don't know, if you saw the even a video that we just got done watching with the different blow up costumes, we actually do blow up costumes wherever we go. We like to have fun. You know, Lions is all about having fun for us, and it's about being able to go and be able to empower more people through fun. And that's what we do. So it is all about getting outside and doing things that are just drawing people in. So thank you guys, and that's all I had, Jody, because I'll leave the videos that I was going to show in the Facebook page, so you have to go to there to find them. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. That was fantastic, and thank you for all you do for Lions. For your passion, for your service, for your creativity and your ideas. We will be picking your brain on these topics for many years to come, and wish you continued success with the marathon, of course, and all the great service and fundraising that it's been able to accomplish in just a short period of time. Thank you so much for all you do. Wendy and Jody, I think we are about to transition into our breakout rooms. You want to do a quick announcement about that?
Sure. Yes, we are going to send you into breakout rooms, and we are going to just ask you a simple question to share with one another what ideas or topics you're going to take back to your club or district. We have gotten some amazing inspiration and ideas for how Lions can use gamification to reach our goals, to maybe even step beyond goals we didn't even know we had. And this is just an opportunity to help reinforce some of that learning and share with a smaller group of folks in our breakouts. And so we are going to have a shorter duration here, and we will have moderators in each of the session to help guide those responses. So we encourage you to have that interaction with others in your group. When we come back, we will have a actual live gamification activity, and we'll be announcing upcoming events. So come back to us when we're done, and then we will wrap up. Thanks so much.
From the breakout room. Now, we are going to do a quick Kahoot word cloud to try and capture some of the ideas that you've been talking about and have something that is just a document that we can share. There's a link in the chat that if you click on that link, it'll take you directly to the Kahoot game where you can put in your name and be able to do this. You can also go to kahoot.it or the Kahoot app, and it's 8900509. We've had so many incredible ideas to be shared this morning that it's important to capture them right away while they're still fresh and all of these things. So we hope we had you productive breakout rooms. And I see people they're joining and they've got the hang of this. This is the gamification that we were talking about, right? You might as well use it as a part of what we're doing. So I'm going to get this started, and we will do our word cloud, and you can join at any time. So let's get this started here. Marketing Lions gamification key takeaways. And this is non-competitive. So this is a word cloud. What is your key takeaway from today? What are the things that you are going to go and take back to your club? You're going to talk about at your next cabinet meeting. You're going to post about on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. People, we want to be posting on LinkedIn. That's where all the young professionals are. And we're talking about all the great marketing skills you've learned today. That's value added. So when you're trying to convince people of why they should become Lions, because we have access to some of the best trainers in the entire world. And today, I think, is a great example of something that can be used not only just in your service, but in your personal and professional life as well, to help take both your own life and your business to that next level. So be sharing your key takeaways, and we'll take a moment just to sort of look at it and reflect on it and be able to have an image of what you were inspired by and what we should perhaps focus on. Because, with games, with a good game, there's always a sequel. So maybe we'll just do Gamification 2, the return of the game. And I see Vice President Mark shaking his head. So that's probably a reality. What is your key takeaway from today? Trivia, game promote, speed learning. We need to party. Amen on that one. Game, make things fun, excitement, do goodathon. Many options, free tools, community celebration, community party. The party, gamification is easy. That is a very important one. It is not a huge challenge or barrier. Stealing great ideas, absolutely. Steal liberally when it comes to ideas shared here. Reward active lions, have more fun. Look at this. This is incredible. So we've got our key takeaways from this. Thank you guys so much for sharing this word cloud. Someone quick, take a picture. Now share it online. Keep serving.
Thank you, Lion Daniel, and thank you for all of you for sharing your key takeaways so that we have that fun word cloud to reinforce and remind us of the things that we have learned here. Before we wrap up, I do want to give you an update of a few upcoming events, and I'm going to ask our tech support to include those. There we go, in the chat. So you can click those links or register now while you're thinking of it. To keep up with our marketing theme, we have on Sunday, January 19th, speed learning. We talked about speed learning today. There's going to be speed learning on learning to market your club like a pro. So a great piggyback activity from this one. Register now if you have not already. We will have our 4th Marketing Lions quarterly session on April 6th, same time as today. And that link is also in your chat to sign up now. Again, get it on your calendar. And finally, I want to remind you about the lionsvirtual.org YouTube channel and the video library that has past information. The team has also talked about adding some kind of technical support videos that will not necessarily be done under a registered webinar, but will be made available online. So go to the Lions Virtual YouTube channel, click that subscribe button so that you get notified when new content is added. You'll also get that notification when this session gets uploaded. And there is more to come from the Lions virtual team to help us as Lions be more successful. So click on those links, register now, and we'll look forward to seeing you on those upcoming events. Bye, Mark. What do you think today?
I am blown away. This is just incredible. I can't thank the folks in the background, the folks that you've seen on your screen, all the breakout room facilitators for putting on this great event. This marketing seminar series has really been intended to open your eyes to new ways of doing things, new ways of connecting with your, not only with your Lions, but with your community. And I think we've hit the ball out of the park again this day. We've shared some really detailed information. Just a reminder, everybody who's participated will be getting an email with either links or attachments. I'm not sure how it's going to go out, but it's going to go out to all the participants next week. So you'll be able to share this. And we want you to continue to share this information with all the Lions that you come in contact with. Make this an easy thing. Make this the way that we think about Lions and the way we share the amazing humanitarian service that we provide every day in every corner of the world. You've got great opportunities. Take advantage of it. And we look forward to seeing you on April 6th, is it? I believe. April 6th, we will get together and share even more updates on what's going on in the world of marketing, maybe even gamification too. We'll have to see, but we'll be definitely focusing on what's relevant for you. So continue to share your ideas through the Lions Virtual Forum. Look at the YouTube channels that are out there as well on things that are going on around the world, and continue to post and update the activities that you're participating with. Wendy, always a pleasure to share the screen with you. Look forward to seeing everybody very, very soon. Stay safe out there. Happy New Year. Thank you for being Lions, and have a great day. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you all.